What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and I'm going to talk about how a lot of people are low key homeless. I've known a lot of people who are sober, sane, they have jobs, and all this kind of stuff. And if you knew these people, you would have no idea that they were homeless. You would think that they had a place to live at or something, but nah, they're living in their car, they're kind of doing a little bit something. And I've even known some people that have kept this kind of a big secret, but through kind of some deductive reasoning, I was able to kind of put some dots together and figure out that was what was going on. And I get it. It's embarrassing. If I was homeless, I wouldn't want people to know about that. And it's a very tough situation. And it's just the economy has gotten so bad, and it's just impossible to get by, because we have this lie that it's the economy is great and things have never been better, but underneath it's like these jobs you can barely afford to pay your rent, and all it takes is a few financial missteps and you don't have a house to live in anymore. You don't have an apartment, you don't have nothing. Very fast, very fast. And all you got to do is mess up on some credit card debt. Boom. All you got to do is mess up on a divorce. Boom. All you got to do is just mess up on even student loans, on just something a little bit here and there, and then boom, you're not able to even afford to live in a house anymore, to even have an apartment or anything, and it's brutal. It really is brutal. And I remember just looking at the cost of apartments versus how much I made and being like, man, that doesn't leave me with a lot left over. And then they're all like, oh, we want you to make one quarter or one third, or whatever. You have to at least make a third of, whatever. Your income has to be two-thirds or double what the rent is, or something like that. And you have all this stuff from the system that people are doing, and all these credit checks and stuff like that. And it's easy to just get denied and to be pushed out and to be like, where do I go? And it's just, this system's brutal. The system is brutal, and the system is not your friend. People think the system is their friend. No, it's not. It's nobody's friend. It's not there to help you out or hook you up, Some people choose to be good as individuals, but the system overall, nah, and I was at a point in life too where I had, enough money to get an apartment, but I was just kind of done with society and done with life. And I really thought about just going out in my car somewhere and just parking it and, just kind of calling it good there. And, living life, get a gym membership, shower up there, whatever, that's where a lot of people are at. Like, just go to the gym, shower there, crash out in your car, keep life simple, that's where I was at, because it's like you get this job, then you got to pay this rent, and then you're on this like infernal treadmill, and I wanted to get off, and I'm trying to get off now if I can, but it's just, it's just brutal, because it's like people have jobs, they work, they're sober, they're sane, they're not like, nothing's really like wrong with, nothing's really that messed up with their situation, and they should be able to afford an apartment. They should be able to get some studio apartment or something, but the thing is, it's $2,000 a month for the studio apartment, so, that's gonna be pretty much all your money if you're making, lower wages. And how are you going to get by with that? You're not going to be able to. You're not, and it's just like nobody cares either, like you hear this stuff talked about, but not that often though, not really that often. And I know there's so many people, man, they're living in their car, they're living on a friend's couch, they got like some situation going on. I stay over at my girlfriend's place on the weekends, but on the weekdays, I'm kind of doing my own thing. Or I've heard it, I've seen it, I've seen so much of these situations people have, and it's just like, man, it's tough. Or I'm staying at my aunt's house for a bit, and then I'm gonna dip out of there and do my own thing for a little bit, and try to find some roommates and whatever, and this and that. But it's so many people that are like not secure and having a place to live, and it's not fun. It's a brutal thing, and they just keep jacking up these house prices higher and higher and higher, and they're gonna just jack up the prices of houses and rent to where this is just gonna be normal. It's everybody's gonna have to start doing that. Like that's how much society is failing us. That's how much of a failure society is. Because we're in America. We're a wealthy country. We're the leaders of the world. We have quote unquote everything, but there's so many people who can't even get an apartment, people who can't afford to live, and it's just, man, it's just something seriously has to change here. It's not, the system's getting to the point where it's like you even if you just have, even if you got to have some special high paying job just to get a studio apartment. You got to have some fancy high paying job just to afford a studio apartment. It's brutal. It's brutal, and I just wanted to speak on this because I know so many people out there are struggling and are having a tough time. And, I don't want this to be some invisible kind of thing. I want people to know about this, and it takes so little to get people in that situation. People don't realize, like, it doesn't take that much to get people in that situation. A lot of people are that close financially to getting there, A lot of people are that close financially to ending up like that. And a lot of people also, like, if you have a criminal record, now you can't get a job, boom, 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 before you know it, that makes that bad domino, and now you can't live nowhere, and it's brutal, and just like some crap could go down, your apartment could flood, they don't fix it, your landlord is sketchy, whatever, boom, 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 and now you don't have a place to live. Or you're in some relationship, it seems to be going well, and then they switch up on you big time, or they're just a roommate or whatever, and they switch up on you. You could end up having to be homeless because of that, or you're living with some family you thought were cool, and they switch it up, so it's people are not as far away from this as they think. You could have some high paying job, but you're not really saving money up. You're taking fancy vacations and trips, and you get laid off, and then you can't find a new job for a while, and boom, you could end up on the street very easily. So I would say try to save up money, try to live below your means, and just, man, like, this could happen to anybody. I felt like it could happen to me at points in my life too, and I've seen it happen to so many people. And I think a lot of people also are just beyond the point of, like, they don't want to have to bother with an apartment. They don't want to have to bother with, I think also a lot of people are at a point where they don't want to have roommates. They could maybe afford to rent out a house and have some roommates and stuff, but they don't want to deal with it. They want their own space. They want to do their own thing. They don't want to be bothered by all this stuff, so I get it, but things need to change. Things need to become a lot more affordable, just whatever's going on in this country and in the world, they're just jacking the prices up to where nobody could afford anything. So yeah, I wanted to make my comment on that. So yeah, thank you all for watching so much. God bless you all. And, God be with anybody who's going through financial struggles or homelessness or anybody like that. God be with them. Help them through it. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. And God bless. And I'm out.